start on what you just missed. But guess what you're not missing? Our 33rd episode, which starts right meow.
Today is Thursday, January 18th, and we are live from Redwood, Washington on the Microsoft campus. And today, well, just like any day we're on Mixer, it's all about FTL and interactivity. Yeah?
FTL, interactivity.
Oh, you said it right. Oh, you're just going to sing the whole time. You know what? Sing us through it.
You interact with us as the show goes on. And that's the truth. Nowadays, there's obviously a lot to cover in the esports scene. And since you are about this show, the show's about you, and you are the things and the and the places. Thursday and bop. So here's what it is. We're going to talk about what you want to talk about via those voting options you'll see soon below the video window, or window if you're in Poland.
Yeah, just like that?
Windów.
Good to know. So if I ever go to Poland, I'll just make sure to keep that in mind. But as she just said, we don't get to choose what we talk about.
No.
You'll be doing that for us. And we've only got 30 minutes each and every week. So make sure to get your vote in if you want to hear your favorite esport discussed. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Truth. Now, before we get into the games that we have, of course, for you this week, we actually usually start the show with a special segment, but we have a special guest from 343 Industries in the studio today, Mr. Michael Strongside Kavanaugh, and we'll be talking to him, though. This is a teaser at 3:30. 3:30.
Yeah, do that with two hands there. There
PM
we go.
PT, which is obviously later at the end of our show to discuss the Halo World Championships that kicked off last week. You are not going to want to miss this, so stick with us till that whole 3:30.
Let's see if we make it to 3:30.
Boy, who's to know?
Yeah,
it's anybody's guess at this point.
It's Thursday. Tomorrow's the weekend, yeah? In Kate's world, tomorrow's the weekend.
I've mentally checked out days ago.
All right, well, starting right now, you'll see 4 choices to choose from that selects the very next segment, which we're going to talk about. We alluded to this before.
We did.
These choices are below the video window in the interactive section. Just click on the one you want to vote for, and at some point, it's going to happen. I hear them over there working frantically.
They're doing this really
they're
fast.
doing the thing. So you're only going to get 30 seconds to vote, and you only get to choose once per segment. And the results will update in real time. So there they are. Oh, look at what's already winning. Overwatch.
I'm just going to help it.
PUBG, StarCraft 2, or Counter-Strike.
I know, and it's nice to have some actual StarCraft 2 news coming out.
Do you think we're going to talk about anything but what we know we're going
I
to talk
hope
about
so.
here right now?
Hello.
Like, I know what's about to happen.
It's
I
true.
know it's going to happen.
And of course, remember, you can go ahead and use those emotes, which if I'm
Do you remember how to do them? Are you logged in? Are you following?
I am logged in.
Kate had a rough time last week.
Okay, if you're in chat, let's see if I did it. Let's see if I'm doing this. Hey, Ed Bud.
You thought you were going to get in here scot-free?
Boom, chat. How's about them apples?
There we go.
Wait,
yeah, she did it. She absolutely did it.
Okay, cool. I did it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, looks like time is up. And guess what won? Can you guess without looking?
I don't have to guess. I saw accidentally. So let's talk about it. Ow. That, of course, being the Overwatch League, and it's the regular season. It's begun, and we are currently midway through its second week. In fact, technically, I'm actually watching a thing right now, but I'm also doing the show. But for those unfamiliar with the OWL, no, it is not from Harry Potter, although it also is.
You know what's funny is I almost wrote that in there.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nerds. This is the first major global esports league with city-based teams. Think of it like any other quote-unquote traditional sport where teams represent a city instead of a company.
There are 12 teams in total, and we'll read them out for you now. Boston Uprising, Dallas Fuel, Florida Outlaws, London Spitfire. There's 2 teams in LA, as a matter of fact, the Los Angeles Gladiators and the Los Angeles Valiant.
Not confusing.
New York Excelsior, Philadelphia Fusion, San Francisco Shock, Seoul Dynasty, and last but not least, well, technically they are last, the Shanghai Dragons.
Oh, that's funny because it's true.
Oh, very true.
Now, these 12 teams will be competing live from the Blizzard Arena every Wednesday through Saturday until mid-June. And that's the truth.
That's wild. That's a
I
long
know,
time. That's
man.
a long season. It's only January.
It's gonna be great though. It's gonna have a lot of fun times. So with week 1 and those big show jitters out of the way, we're excited to see how things in the OWL unfold. Let's take a look at how the first day of week 2 went down.
Now, in the first match of the day, it was the San Francisco Shock taking on the Philadelphia Fusion. Philly came out on top of this one, 2-1, bringing their overall record to 2-1, while San Fran drops to 1-2. Match 2 saw the Florida Mayhem take on Seoul Dynasty. Florida Mayhem
I'm sorry.
They're like they're
little
like
Asian
Shanghai.
that could.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
They're trying. They're trying.
Florida is NA's Shanghai.
Now Seoul showed up big time, taking down Mayhem 4-0. The Dynasty are currently undefeated, sporting a 3-0 record, while the Mayhem are rounding out the bottom of the pack with Shanghai at 0-3.
In fairness, you got to have one at the bottom, and this is how it worked. Now, in the third and final match of the day, it was Houston Outlaws battling it out with the Shanghai Dragons, with Houston, of course, sweeping the match 4-0.
Now, both of these teams went into the action winless at 0-2, so it was undoubtedly a sigh of relief for Houston to notch their first W, and winless Shanghai still has some work to do. They got to get on the board at some point, yeah.
I know, you're representing an entire continent.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying. So to recap, this pushes Seoul to the top of the leaderboard, which For now. But there are plenty more games left in week 2. Fact matches are going down right now. We're talking Dallas Fuel versus Houston Outlaws, and right now, Houston is currently leading 3-0, and they're just out of game 3, which was on the Oasis.
I like that you were just looking for an excuse to go watch more.
What?
That's okay.
It's not my fault. It's there. I'm definitely wanting to make sure that everybody knew it was up to speed and that we are, in fact, live. But if you're not able to watch yet, never fear. Don't fear. Because matches will continue throughout this evening, all through Saturday, finishing around 11 p.m. Eastern.
Now, tomorrow's action begins at 7 p.m. and runs through the evening, finishing up around 1 a.m. And Saturday games are at 2, 4, and 6 p.m. And, of course, all those times are Eastern time, even though, West Coast is way better.
Also, oddly, they're East Coast because they're being played on the West Coast. Check that out.
Yeah, odd enough.
Speaking of things you can check out that full schedule as well as which teams are playing at overwatchleague.com and then click the schedule tab.
Do you remember last time where we had that ugly URL in there?
Do
you remember that? You were like en-us/schedule. Now, quick side note, you may want to tune in to the late match tonight. It's the New York Excelsior facing off with the LA Valiant, East Coast versus Best Coast, 2 of the teams at the top right now. So it's sure to be a good fight.
I like that.
Best Coast. I have to sneak my jab in there if we have all these Eastern times.
I mean, listen, you got to take it where you can get it. Now, if you want to catch the Overwatch action live or, of course, check out those VODs, tune in at overwatchleague.com. It's not actually tuning, but I see your point. Or you can check out Twitch, MLG.tv, or the Overwatch League app, believe it or not.
And make sure, of course, to follow them on Twitter at Overwatch League
Twitter.
for the up-to-the-minute news.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
We don't lie to you up here. We wouldn't do that.
Well, we're not good at it, I think, is the issue.
Some of us are better than others. I pretend to do this all the time.
No argument. Let's not argue about what we're talking about next because you guys are voting on it, so we can't. Let's see. We've got Call of Duty from New Orleans, CWL, the Call of Duty World League. We've got PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which is sweeping many a Korean... What am I thinking?
Ignoring whatever's going on there, I just want to shout out real quick.
Bring it on.
3 million players on Xbox One.
Ooh. Well, how about them apples?
For being in early access or game
Yeah. When
preview.
did that even start? Like, what, 2 weeks
December
ago?
12th?
Yeah.
December 12th it came out for Xbox
ago?
One. Wild. 3
Not
million.
too
3 million.
bad.
All right,
PC
StarCraft
box,
2.
that's what I was going to say.
Oh, got you. And Counter-Strike. Get your votes in. Looks like it's already over anyway.
Hey!
Oh, we're talking PUBG.
Let's talk about it.
It's almost
Feels like
3 million people are really excited
almost
about
like
that. Almost like it. Intel Extreme Masters is back with the second major PUBG tournament to date. Following the success of IEM Oakland, ESL announced that PUBG will be making its competitive debut in Poland. Can you do that accent again?
In Poland, with the PUBG Invitational at IEM Expo Katowice.
There we go. Oh, thank you so much. Now, 16 teams will compete for their share of the $50,000 prize pool, with 9 teams on direct invites and 7 teams coming up from a 512-team open qualifier.
I'm telling you, it is a sight to see the number of people, number of players all in one arena. It's incredible. So ESL pioneered PUBG's competitive debut with that 2017 Gamescom Invitational, which was followed shortly, of course, by the IEM Oakland folks. This, however, will be the first tournament featuring the 1.0 version of PUBG. PUBG.
That was the Shatner in you. All right. Now to watch, tune in February 24th and 25th and check out twitter.com/IEM for updates. Said slash for you there. Did you like that?
Yay! We
It's
can all
almost
go
like I
home
say
now.
whack to be contrarian.
It's contrarian. That is
Did you like that?
That is the word that will be used again.
Word of the week. See if we can get it in there one more time.
Contrarian.
Well,
Challenge accepted.
all right. Get you a candy bar if you can say contrarian.
I can't eat any candy bars right now.
Then I'll definitely buy you a candy bar, and I'll keep it. All right.
Right.
While we're drooling over candy bars, you guys need to get your
Ooh.
vote in. We're still talking Call of Duty, Kumite in Tennessee, StarCraft 2, or Counter-Strike.
It's
E-League.
true. It's true. Counter-Strike. I put it over there because E-League's got their major coming, which we'll talk about hopefully.
Did you want me to click on that?
That's all that I'm asking. It's
I
just-
could do
it's
that.
kind of
All
a
right.
big deal.
5 more seconds. Get those
Oh
votes
man.
in.
Here we go. And there's
it's
Taco
winning.
right there in our little, that's the SK Gaming squad. Let's talk about it. Here we go. Counter Logic Counter Logic Gaming, that's not Counter-Strike. It's I'm having a day.
Yeah, the
so
Counter Logic
CLG
E-League.
is not what I'm talking about. They're not a part of this. Okay, so Counter-Strike E-League Boston Major is well underway, and the new Challengers stage concluded last weekend. Now, here's the deal. This year, the qualifiers took place in a full offline environment in Hotlanta, 16 teams competing in a Swiss format. And Swiss is best of 3, I believe. I can't remember. Oh, here, from the Swiss format, 8 teams advanced to the new Legends stage, including Cloud9, G2, FaZe, Vegas Squadron, Space Soldiers, Mouse Sports, French Toast.
Ooh, that was
I've
so
almost
close.
did it. You know what? I was on E-League and I said Mouse Esports one day because I was super nervous, and I've never lived it down. Anyway, so Mouse Sports, Navi, and Quantum.
Now, additionally, due to a
I was gonna
visa
say,
issue,
of course,
100 Thieves dropped out of the new Legend stage. To replace them, the next best teams with the 2-3 record faced off, and Team Liquid was lifted into the new Legends. Now, joining the new Challengers qualified teams, the top 8 teams from the E-League Major. Katowice? Oh my goodness! I just want you to know that I listen to Pitbull when I'm driving over here every Thursday because you roll your R's so well and do all these things that I can't do. All right, Katowice will face off in a 16-team Swiss system format starting tomorrow and continuing through Monday, and I'm not joking.
I don't think you are, and that's one of the many reasons I appear to enjoy your presence. Now, the full list of matchups has been released, and in E-League tradition, consists of Challenger versus Legends initial matchups. Of course, to watch the group stage, visit eleague.com. There's merch. There's brand new pins. I feel like I'm shilling for them, even though I'm not. Christina, I love you. And yeah.
Ad. Yes, I think, that's what you have to do there.
What's that?
Ad. That's a hashtag.
This is hashtag.
Yep.
This is hashtag. What's this? I don't know.
It wasn't like for real. It was
I thought you were adding. Like this is like an ad sign. Oh, this is an ad sign.
The things Kate learns on the show. That could be a whole segment.
Hey!
All right, we'll get those votes in. You got about 20 seconds left. Call of Duty is still up there. Kumite in Tennessee, StarCraft 2, and Evo Japan.
GSL?
I have a feeling I got like a 50% chance of going here.
Of going to
Because there's
Japan?
there's 2 FGC.
I was going to say,
topics
you're
at
basically, and that's kind of the problem then, because of course you have the FGC then splitting between 2 votes.
Yeah.
One vote, 2
go.
ways. Oh,
Let me throw in that last second vote.
Tell you
Can
what,
I turn the
StarCraft-
tides?
Oh, that's okay. I'll start this. Now, the first season of the 2018 Global StarCraft 2 League, currently underway, beginning back in late December with an offline 2-day qualifier. Now, after each day, the top 2 of each group advance to the Elite Code S rounds of 32. After day 1, Scarlet, also one of my personal heroes, a Canadian Zerg player from Team Expert, qualified for Code S, joined by No Regret, another Canadian Zerg, and sort of a Swedish Zerg player. Now, these 3 were the only foreigners qualifying for Code S round of 32 in the WCS Korea. And can I just say how impressive it is to come into that kind of a place with those kinds of people who have that kind of support and saying, I'm Canadian, take it. Also, Scarlet's super cool.
So many jokes, I swear.
Too
Now,
easy.
the round of 32 battles are held all throughout January. 4 of the 8 matches have already taken place, and so far, Scarlet is the only one of the 3 foreigners to have moved forward to Code 5 round of 16 in WCS Korea. This is massive news, as no foreigner has made it this far in the Code. Is that Code S? Did I say Code 5? I did, huh?
I don't
did.
remember.
Code
I
S
don't
round
usually
since-
listen to you, so it's just...
Yeah, Naniwa, back in 2012. Thanks for not listening to me. So
What?
that's 5 years for those that can't math good. 5 years since 2012. Who wrote that? Because it is definitely
It is-
2018. Was that 2 tabs? Way to go.
What tabs
I
is it?
can't wait to unload on that one. Go
Too
ahead.
easy. Now, Scarlet Skills, there she is, held strong, and she wins her match next month. She'll be put in the playoffs and have a real chance at becoming the GLS Code S champion and be taken straight to the global finals come late 2018. However, even the top 4 players get a reward of being directly seeded into the next season's Code S. Scarlet, man, she's representing ladies, she's representing gamers, she's representing the things she knows.
It's just always what pops in my head. That ladies. We dance up here from time to time. Definitely not. Although the winner of each GSL season will be rewarded with a direct seed into the global finals, one of the main goal players have in sight are the WCS points awarded for competing in a GSL Code S season. First place gets 4,000 points, second getting 2,800, and third and fourth place each get 1,900. Now these points accumulate over the WCS year, and those in top standings are seeded into the global finals as well.
My organs hurt says, WTF is she doing?
Yeah, you know what? We ask that every 2 to 3 minutes. We get somebody in our ear that's like, keep it together.
They don't need it. Well, yeah, that's fair. So players have many avenues to that global finals to compete for their stake at 500,000 big ones. We'll definitely be keeping our eye on Scarlet, myself included, this season. And if you want to stay up to date, you can also visit wcs.starcraft.com. And you can catch all the Group E's matches live on Saturday. That's 2 days from now on twitch.tv/GSL.
I like to, you just bring the energy today.
That's what I do. Don't shoot.
Teach
What?
me, senpai. You know what? Now you just caught me like this. Can we clip that? Great.
It'll be memed, I'm sure, for everyone's
All right,
enjoyment.
4 voting options: Call of Duty, Kumite in Tennessee, League of Legends, and of course, Evo Japan. 20 seconds left on the clock, so get those in.
Ooh, I'm going to say I know which one I'm going for. Oh, man, that's
OG Panda
hard
Express,
to
what kind of
do.
tattoo do you think it is?
You say,
Take a wild guess. Yeah, it's OG Panda Express. I'm not.
oh, what
I
are you
am not
looking at?
playing.
Oh. I was like, you don't have a Panda Express tattoo?
No, definitely not. Thought about it.
What kind of tattoo? Oh, yeah, that's the question.
Which one, though? There's 2 on this arm.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
All right, let's go. What do we got? What do we got?
He says, I don't know.
Looks like we're talking League of Legends. Well, this one's Goku, and that one's Simba.
Can we
So
get
there you
a,
go.
maybe wait,
No,
hold
we
this
don't
one
need-
before
we
we did to, we might need to, Lennox, we might need to get the camera so that people could see. That is what?
That's Goku.
Goku?
That's Goku doing the spirit bomb with the basketball, and then 15 years ago, I was like, okay, blacklight ink. And there's Simba. There we go. Now you know.
Let's talk about League
Now
of
you know.
Legends. Humna.
Kick us off, Kate.
Now, we mentioned a couple weeks back that the NALCS kicks off soon. That means the EU League of Legends Championship Series is back as well with their own spring split. Now, just like that, with the NALCS, there have been some important structural changes for 2018, like going back to the best of ones as well as permanent partnerships. Another word for very expensive franchises.
The 10 teams partnered with the EU LCS are FC, say that one for me.
Schalke.
That's Schalke. Schalke 04, Misfits Gaming, Team Vitality, Fnatic, Splice, and that's Rocket?
I think it's
Rocket?
I think it's
Rocket?
Roshat.
Roshat.
Rashat? Rocket? Rocat? I can't remember.
Oh, whatever.
Unicorns
And Unicorns of Love, Giants, G2 Esports, and H2K. Now, these teams will battle each other through the course of the season every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific and Saturday at 8 a.m. Pacific. Coverage starts on January 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific or 12 p.m. Eastern, whichever you prefer, but 9 p.m. Pacific is the better one, with the opening game between G2 Esports and Misfits Gaming. Now, Misfits are a relatively new team, yet finished ahead of the fan favorite G2 at the end of 2017. That, plus the roster changes, should make this a great match to tune in for. All 10 teams will be playing, though, so if G2 or Misfits aren't really your jam, head on over to eu.lolesports.com. Click on the schedule button to see when and who your favorite team plays.
Exactly. Now you can catch the broadcast games on the Riot Games and EU LCS Twitch channels, or of course tune in via lolesports.com. And if you can't watch the matches live, which is fair, the rebroadcast will be available immediately following the NA Academy League and NALCS broadcast. And for up-to-the-minute news, of course, don't forget to follow at LOL Esports on Twitter.
There's nothing wrong with catching a VOD later.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
I
nothing
get
at
you.
all. That's when I catch my Overwatch game sometimes. Good old 4
The
a.m.
little 4 a.m. bod.
Yep. Yep. I'm like, oh, they're broadcasting. Let me just go click and watch.
Let's do it.
Yep, let's do it.
It
All
is
right.
still 4 a.m. in LA, though.
Yeah, but they're rebroadcasting. VOD. We were just literally. I know.
know,
I know.
sometimes-
All right, 25 seconds to get those votes in.
Sometimes.
And I want to see Call of Duty, Kumite in Tennessee, or Evo Japan get off the board.
I'm awfully
But we've got those 3
tired.
options and Paladins. Kate,
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. Call of Duty is definitely looking like
they're
it's,
winning.
I'm
it was
seeing
funny
it.
that some of my buddies from Astro were down there. They were talking about the atmosphere and how great it was, and then that.
New Orleans?
Yeah. Yeah, and then that catch happened in Minnesota. And then they're like, all right, well, time to go.
Peace.
Bourbon Street changed, absolutely changed. And you know what? We are going to talk about Call of Duty, or more specifically, CWL New Orleans. Now, the 2018 Call of Duty World League New Orleans Open saw 24 teams qualify for the event's championship bracket. The teams were greatly tested over the weekend, and many rose to the occasion, but only Team Caliber walked away with their second straight CWL Global Open victory. following the first victory at the Dallas Open.
That's nice. Now, Team Caliber started off incredibly strong in the tournament, defeating teams like Unilad and Mind Freak, and swept their pool play matches, not an easy thing to do with that crowd, with a perfect 4-0 run despite an incredibly close call against Lightning Pandas, also what they called me in college, in the last match.
Curious to know why, but moving on to the championship bracket, Team Caliber won their first match against Rise Nation and secured themselves a place in the winners semifinals. From there, Team Caliber had to face off against E United on Sunday morning. The two teams traded maps back and forth, pushing the match to a Game 5, and after 11 rounds of S&D, Team Caliber walked away victorious and moved on to the finals bracket.
I want to say, Glorious Hair 38, I love you too. Now, the first obstacle for Team Caliber in this bracket was Luminosity Gaming. Now, LG took Gibraltar Hardpoint to win the first game, but Team Caliber answered by finding victory on USS Texas Search and Destroy. The third match featuring an incredible play by Team Caliber player Dylan Theory McGee on Flag Tower. Capture the flag.
Flag.
Lots of use. I kept wanting to say flank, and it just didn't flag. Flag. We're not sponsored,
oh, there
but
goes
we
the rest
could
of the
be.
show. We're gonna
but
do
we
it.
could be. Which allowed for his teammate Kenny
Plus
Williams to cinch the game with a last-minute flag capture in the last 30 seconds of the game. You gotta love those last-minute plays.
Aflac. Now, Luminosity almost forced a Game 5, but didn't anticipate a comeback from Team Caliber on St. Marie du Mont Hardpoint and lost the opportunity. Did you like that?
I did.
Ooh. Team Caliber moved on to the grand finals, but that wasn't the end of this conflict. Luminosity advanced to the losers bracket, but after narrowly defeating Rise Nation in a 5-game match, fought their way back into the grand finals for the rematch.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Where are we?
Right there, starting off.
Oh, okay. You know what? Snickerdoodle said I need more coffee, and she's absolutely right.
She's not wrong.
Starting off the grand finals, Luminosity utilized their momentum and took the first match. Now, in the second match, however, Luminosity seemed to be clinging to their momentum, with player Octane getting a whopping 49 kills on London Docks Hardpoint. Seemed to be setting up for a victory, but in the final minute of the game, Team Caliber's Kenny contested the point and prevented a Luminosity victory. Phew. Teammates Lamar Accuracy Abede and Michael Chino followed up the maneuver with a couple of clutch plays that followed and allowed Team Caliber to take the match 250 to 249.
I'd be
Nail
hot.
biter.
I'd be hot to lose like that.
Nail biter.
Now, Game 3 saw teams at Ardennes Forest for CTF, where Team Caliber won in overtime. And at St. Marie du Mont Hardpoint, Luminosity forced a Game 5 after winning with a 93-point margin. All right, I guess that's better than 1-point margin. In the last match, Team Caliber gained an early command, and after 9 rounds against Luminosity, Team Caliber finally took the match and won their second Global Open in a row. This victory is huge for Team Caliber and definitely sets them up as a must-watch team going forward.
I know, man. Speaking of moving forward, let's talk about the CWL also announcing changes to its 2K tournament format. So starting January 28th, these changes include having amateur bracket Saturday matches, play from pro points with pro v amateur challenge bracket matches, hard to say that fast, on Sundays for cash and pro point, and Monday matches being broadcast.
Now, if you'd like to stay up to date on these changes and any more news from the CWL, feel free to follow them on Twitter, like she says, at COD World League, or visit callofduty.com/esports.
There's them apples. How
You ready
about
to
that?
jump into our next segment?
Oh, man. Am I ready? Let's find out if you're ready. And there it is. Okie dokie. We've got...
Smite!
Dude,
Kumite in Tennessee,
what
Paladins,
is-
and Evo.
I was going to say, the fighting game community usually comes out pretty hard during our show here. Where are you guys?
They do.
I'm going to go ahead and vote for what I'm going to vote for. You figure out which
Well,
one.
I like right now that there's a couple of options that are both being... there's Paladins
There's
in there.
Paladins.
I like they're both just clearly winning.
Yeah, no kidding. Exactamundo.
Hey, look, Big Show says, honest question, what's the average age of teams in esports? I feel old watching this.
Oh, okay. So actually, I think I'm going to venture a guess. Actually, I wonder if Strongsight can help us out here. Average age of the average pro gamer.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you have a guess?
I feel like it's 19 is
Younger
what it feels
than
like.
me.
I feels like the average, right?
19,
20, because it kind of skews from like Overwatch League, you can only start when you're 18 or over. In other countries, you can start at 16, and then like you can go. I mean, really, how many people do we know that are like older than like basically the VP? Like Virtus Pro has like a player. I can't remember who it is. Who's like 34.
And you know what's funny is I think FGC skews older. I think they tip the scales.
Speaking of FGC.
Oh, let's do it. Now, the
It's
world's
called
largest fighting game tournament is coming to
Evo.
Tokyo, Japan.
Woo!
After many long months of waiting, the Evolution Championship Series, also known as EVO, lands in Japan this month. Unlike the original EVO in North America, the only Smash Brothers game that will feature this time around is Smash Brothers for Wii U. But there's a whole lineup of other fighting games to enjoy, including Tekken 7, Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2, ARMS, BlazBlue, because I always would say Blaze Blue, Central Fiction, The King of Fighters 14, and Street Fighter 5. Think this EVO is going to be way smaller. Way smaller. It's not in the US, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Right? No, you're wrong. Guess again. When it comes to the top games at the event, EVO Japan is looking at nearly identical numbers of competitors.
Jeez,
I don't know if you've been to an EVO.
I have actually not been able to go to an EVO. I've only done like regional stuff.
Ridiculous. You walk into whatever casino or hotel it's at, go back into a ballroom, and it's swarming with people. And it's not like a little ballroom. It's like one of those 3-section ones where they remove the walls.
Move the walls.
Oh, it's wild.
Gotta love it.
Now, with weeks left until the event, Street Fighter V currently has 2,300 entrants. Guilty Gear and Tekken 7 clocking in at around 1,200 entrants. Smash Bros. Is the only major game to suffer with about 800 entries, but that's to be expected with the lower popularity of the game in Japan. Although there's similar numbers for EVO Japan as previous EVOs, as you can imagine, the roster for each game looks very different. Here are some of the players you can look forward to seeing at the event. Smash Wii U will be featuring, that's Anti. This is where we get fun. Koma Rukari and Tweak. Love that name, Tweak. Guilty Gear will have Kizzy K, Kazoon, and Beautiful Dude in attendance. And Street Fighter V will have PG Punk, who we've heard lots about, Echo Fox Taquito, and New Deal Yukadon. Although the prize pool is yet to be announced with competition like this, you can bet the stakes are as high as ever. How do you actually say it, Tabs? You giggling over there? No? Okay, never mind.
Taquito.
Oh, okay. Is it Taquito?
Taquito.
No, that's not what it said up there. It wasn't taquito. I know it wasn't taquito.
I said it.
All right, it all goes down January 26th through the 28th, so be sure to stay in sync with the event and catch all the action by visiting smash.gg/EVO Japan. And EVO, is that?
Japan.net.
Yeah, well, is it hyphen?
Hyphen?
Japan.
Dash.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, speaking of keeping up to date, I can tell you now that Houston won over Dallas for...
Houston got a dub?
Houston got a
dub. Oh, hey.
Yes. 4-0. Sorry, D. That state rivalry is going to be interesting.
All right, what do we got next?
Well, I believe it's upcoming tournaments. But, of course, a teaser, because after upcoming tournaments, we have upcoming a fabulous talk with our favorite strong side all about the Halo World Championships. Won't want to miss that. But let's talk about things you also won't want to miss. The 2018 season for NA League starts up this Saturday, and a few new teams are in the mix because franchising. This is the first year that NALCS is using the franchise system, and while Overwatch might be the darling right now, no kidding, League is the game that created esports. That is bold.
I was about to say,
that is bold.
Wow.
I was going to say, MOBA fans rejoice because apparently you started it. Sorry, guys, in the fighting game community. So we should be honoring or I guess even like, I'm thinking Quake.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I love it.
Maybe speedruns?
Yeah, it is. Let's talk about it. So we should be honoring our elders is what it says. Head over to lolesports.com for a slew of information attached to this NA circuit and other regions.
I feel like this is always your favorite one to talk about,
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Just a second, my earpiece came out. Now, okay, the second event of the 2018 season for Gears Esports is happening next weekend. And what an event it is. We're talking January 24th through the 26th in the best place for Gears right now, Mexico City. It's Mexico City Open. Now, most Gears fans might be expecting Optic Gaming to pull away with another win, which the Green Wall is known for. But the local scene in Mexico is no joke. There might be a team or two who surprises us all. Head over to gearsofwar.com/esports for the full event schedule and come back here to mixer.com/gearsofwar to watch it next weekend. And then, of course, January 31st. Have we announced this yet, Lennox? Yep. January 31st, make sure to, of course, keep it here because we're going to have another episode of Gears of War All Access. It's going to be amazing.
You, right?
Oh, with me.
Oh yeah, there's the bonus. There's the bonus right there. Ha. All right, now coming up this weekend, Genesis 5 is going down at the Oakland Convention Center. Around 9 different games will be able to be played, including the classic Melee and Wii U Smash titles, as well as Splatoon, Rivals of Aether, and Pokken Tournament. There are also ways to support the event and get sweet prizes, so go check out genesisgaming.gg to find out the show schedule and where to watch.
What's going on?
Well, you're standing and I'm sitting, so part of me's
Well,
like,
I was
going to
say, no, I think you should sit because right now I'm just slightly taller than you and you're sitting down. So I'd like to introduce and thank very much Michael Strongside Kavanaugh for being here.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
It's good to be here.
We have a great studio audience that really likes clapping. And you were here to talk to us all about the HC. Thank you.
Yeah, but first, I want to talk about this Simba tattoo. I'm a fan.
Have you not seen this? It's like
I'm
3 years old now.
You know, that instantly brought back some memories from back when I was younger, competing in Halo 2, and back when there was proximity voice. After I would win a game, you go to the pregame or to the postgame lobby.
Yeah.
Everybody can hear you. I would just blare the. You know which song? You were singing it.
Yeah.
You were singing it.
Simba, okay.
Every time, but
I was gonna say, speaking of history,
people got upset. They did not like it. They didn't.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of history, and I know we were going to talk about this later, but actually, given that you're wearing the MLG shirt, we're talking HCS. Can you tell us real quick? There's a reason he's wearing the shirt.
Yeah. So Halo is back with MLG, and we're really excited because, I mean, MLG has been a part of Halo for so long, since 2003, and they had been building the community and building like that diehard competitive community for so long, and I'm part of that. So MLG brings so many memories with me, from whether inside the tournament or after the tournament, like competing, and then after the tournament, everybody gets together, they go to an amusement park at every city, whichever city you're at, and then also just some late night orders of just epic room service orders. Just dessert after dessert after dessert.
God,
just
now I'm
so
hungry.
freaking good.
Okay.
I know we were already struggling with the food up here. Now you got to bring
Seriously,
that up.
we're just terrible. Well, let's talk about the online ladder play. Give us a status update. Where are we?
Yeah, so we just had our first week in play yesterday, and then we have 4 more weeks left. The important thing about these online tournaments as well is you can acquire crucial seeding points. So if your team wins, you get a good amount of points. Obviously, going to an actual open tournament, a live tournament, you're going to get more points there. But these points, they'll help you get a better seed going into those tournaments. So we've got a lot of people playing, and it's not just North America, it's worldwide. So if you're in Australia, or if you're in Mexico City or other LATAM countries, or if you're over in London,
Jolly old
and you wanna
London town.
and play from out there as well. We've got a lot of good Halo players out there too. So I know you've got some pretty good accents. You guys are
No,
Polish.
she does the London one.
no.
She does the London one, rolls her R's, and apparently she's got the Polish accent down pat.
I just can say Katowice. Anyway, let's talk more about HCS. Oh, it's Thursday. Thank you so much, Strongside, for being here. But
No
let's
problem.
talk about top 10 NA teams in that ladder play.
Yeah, so I have the entire list here because
It's quite the list.
It is quite the list, and then not just only is it quite the list, all these players have been switching up teams from last season, so it's just caused a big tornado between all these teams, and now you've got players absolutely
Talk
everywhere.
about a roster shuffle, my God.
Yeah, quite a roster shuffle, and then not just that, Optic Gaming, everyone favors them to win every single time,
Every
or
time.
at least place in the top 2.
Yep.
This is the first time ever. I know it's online, and everybody says the online, you've got lag and stuff, but this is the first time they've ever placed out of the top 2. We had Splice win the tournament.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then we had, it's not Luminosity Gaming anymore. It's actually Ambush. They
That's
brought back
right.
an old school Halo team name.
Okay.
So they're competing under the team name Ambush, and they placed first and second. So interesting to see not Optic Gaming in the top, but also Splice with their new roster, showing they have what it takes to win.
Excellent. Well, it's nice to, listen, Optic, you're amazing. Nobody's saying otherwise, but it is nice to have a little bit of change going on over there. So,
Just eventually.
I don't look
At
great in
some
green
point.
is all I'm saying.
I always love her segues. The segues are the absolute best.
Yeah. Let's talk about the region, the winning teams for the 2000 series. This is actually last weekend, the 13th and 14th.
Yeah, this was just last weekend, and we saw in North America, we saw Splice win, but then over on the European turf as well, we did see a few teams mix up and change there. The number 1 team out there in Fuse, they had won countless tournaments over and over and over and over. They were the number 1 team, and for some reason, they wanted to make a roster change. They kicked off, quote unquote, the best player over in Europe from their team, and then They did not win this next tournament. Another team came in, they took the gold, and then I think they realized, hey, we made a mistake, so they came back. They're like, hey, we're sorry. We want you back. We want you back on our team. Let's try and get another win here. So I
is that
think
team back together?
I think it's about to be official right now. There's a bunch of conversations going on Twitter right now, but I think the three guys realized they made a mistake. They want to bring the best player back on, and then why ruin something when you're winning? You haven't lost ever on
Definitely
European turf.
team to watch.
Keep it going.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, perhaps. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking.
I'm not messing with it. No, what? No. Matter of fact, I'm giving that person the ball every time. Like, what? No, I'm not kicking off my best player.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, let's see. We're going to talk about, so we've got a couple of events coming up, of course. Columbus will be launching soon, of course, run by MLG, and Mexico City Hub is going to be launching on the 19th. And obviously, you guys are back with MLG. Let's talk a little bit about those two events. Mexico City has got to be a big one, of course. Columbus, home of MLG, psyched, teams to watch, players to think. Let's use words with you.
Yeah, so Columbus is actually coming up a little bit later, and that's an invitational. So the teams that are there, they're going to be fighting for a chance to make it to the Halo World Championship Finals, which is actually here in Seattle.
In April, right?
Yeah,
In
April
So
13th, 14th, and 15th.
Yep.
And I'm livid.
You got to come check it out.
I can't.
I
Wait,
really
why
wanna
not?
come.
You're not
My
here?
birthday's the 12th, and I'm best man in my best friend's wedding on the
man.
14th.
Can
and
I-
I'm
can I
hurt, and I
come?
leave for Hawaii on the 15th.
It is a rough
that
go
actually-
of it. He's
that's
got a
a-
rough go for
I'd
the
rather,
Hawaii
believe it or
adventure.
not, tell my buddy, like, yo, man, can we just ditch this wedding real quick? Go check out these matches.
Let's just take a quick flight, a nice private jet over there.
Yeah, exactly. I'll
But-
go, though. I'm just saying.
But yeah, so we have a bunch of events coming up, and then
Yeah.
our first open event actually is going to be in Orlando, and that's coming up here in 4 weeks. So that'll be after our last online tournament where you can gain some more seeding points for this tournament, and we're having a lot of teams come in from Europe. I believe an Australian team's coming out,
That's
and
right.
also potentially a team from Mexico City will be competing as well. So we'll have players from all over the world coming out to compete, and then I think everyone's interested to see, like, is Optic Gaming going to be able to win this next tournament? And then there's Splice, and then you've got Ambush, and just so many good rosters now because of all the switches that have happened. So it's kind of hard to tell, like, where everybody is going to play out, and Orlando is going to be like a good place to kind of get
Test
a feeler
that.
and test the waters a little bit there.
Last question: is there any players that you're like, if you're coming new to the scene, are there any players that you're just like, you gotta keep these guys in your
Like,
scope?
who is this year's Boo Boo Doo?
Oh man, I mean, there's so many players, and then not just so many new players. There's so many older players that are coming back too. Now that they saw MLG's back, they're like, oh man, we're gonna make a return. We're gonna try and make a comeback. So we're seeing players like Demon D, Captain Anarchy, and Gilkey. A lot of players that have just like they've been playing, but maybe not competing as much
in the sort of outskirts area.
Exactly. Demon D and Gilkey, they've been competing quite a bit. Captain Anarchy took a break, but there's still a lot more names out there. And then if you're a new player as well, we also have Free For All, which is a great avenue to kind of get into the competitive scene. And if you don't have a team or you can't find a team, just playing Free For All. That's how I got my start when I was competing back in the day. Man, that makes me sound old. But
When you said 19 and 20, you
I
could be
mean-
23 and be like, hey, I remember back in the day when...
Guys,
So-
you remember last week?
And then there's a good
don't.
chunk of prize money on that too. For every single event that we have, there's a $5,000 FFA event. So if you win first, you get $2,000, and it breaks down $1,000, so on and so on. So a good chunk of money to just
get
come
paid.
out to play
come
Halo.
play, to
Yeah.
come out and
So
play.
and a lot of players even today are still kind of making their way through that scene. We have players like Jazero who are making their way up in the 4v4 scene, but he started in the free-for-all. So he's kind of now transferring his skill over because it is a different skill set.
Yeah.
And now he's learning from some of the other players, and he's able to kind of get a strong footing in that 4v4 realm.
Excellent. Well, Strong Side, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Talking us through. Is there anywhere that we can make sure people to send people if they want more information?
Yeah, if you're looking to sign up to play in the online tournaments, go to gamebattles.com. If you want to try and compete at any of the live tournaments, go to halo.gg. You can find all our information there. You can find our roadmap, the format, how everything breaks down and works. We can answer all of your questions. Or if you have any questions that you can't find, just be sure to tweet at me. Be sure to tweet at Tashi. He's another
He was
esports
here.
player. He
He
was
was
here
here
last
earlier.
week, or
It's
not
fine.
last week,
2
but
weeks ago,
2 weeks ago.
Who knows?
So yeah, I mean, we're here to answer any questions you have. We're completely stoked and pumped for this year because we've got so much goodness ready, and We've already sold, I believe it's over 60 team passes for Orlando. We sold over 50% of the team passes in the first 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So the passes are going quick. So
Watch
if you
out.
want to compete in Florida, make sure you pick up your pass at halo.gg.
And there it is. Exactly. Well, again, thank you so much for being
Sweet.
here. And of course, you'll be right here each and every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on this channel, mixer.com/This Week in Esports. And be sure to watch our past episodes right below on our channel page and follow us on Twitter at WatchMixer for updates on the show. Sometimes I turn into a robot.
Do you know what this is? It's not a plus sign.
That's the
Also,
hashtag.
tune into
Nobody likes
Esports
that. Nobody
Weekend
likes
starting
any
at 9 a.m.
strong
Pacific
side.
this Saturday. We only show esports content on mixer.com/channel 1 during the weekends. This Saturday, we'll be showing off the gears.
Vegas Open, Day
3
3.
broadcast. And on Sunday, we'll be showing off the Halo World Championship 27 Day 3.
I'm going to
2017.
say they're finals
2017.
days. Finals
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
The real good stuff.
And of course, you know, we like to think that we at least have a high school reading level, but if you like crayons and pretty pictures and pre-rendered videos where people don't have to read, don't forget to watch our sister show, Tips and Tricks, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on mixer.com/tipsandtricks. Wow is right. All right, y'all. Goodbye.
Gauntlet
Take it
played.
easy.